the minutes.
Excuse me.
Y'all remember back when we were discussing going to the TMA convention? I was talking about my girlfriend. Y'all called her all kind of names except the child of God. That's just receipts where I paid for her registration. Her, I want to pay for everything she ate.
George.
Mr. Stevie wasn't questioning. It was just you three.
Well, first of all, who called her every name but
Y'all
Johnny?
did that night.
No,
You don't
we did
believe-
not. No, we
you don't
did
believe
not.
it, that's her.
That's not
Excuse
true.
me.
We was in compliance with you to taking her.
I even said that we should pay for everybody to take one person, George. You remember?
You all,
I paid for everything
We didn't say you didn't repay. You
And
did, you
I paid
didn't.
for
Y'all called me
everything.
names that night.
I had several citizens say that you shouldn't let them talk about it like that, and I felt bad about it.
Well, what do we say?
Y'all call me everything in the world,
excuse
straight
me,
walker.
listen, you all, this is a council meeting, and regardless, it's not open to the public, it's only open to the councilman.
You talk about her.
But it's talking about me.
Okay, if we do that, everybody is going to be talked about. So if you got the right to stand out and speak out, Sherry, then everybody else does. So we don't want that. We want the dignity and respect brought back. And so, you know, exactly. So I ask you all to, once again, no response from the audience. Now, this is, we've got policy in place. We've got our attorney sitting here. We've got our authority sitting here. And you all are authorized to, if anybody gets out of order, that's in place. And we don't want to start this ruckus back again. So, Councilman Wynn,
Yeah.
you asked that question, so, are you satisfied with the response that you
I
received?
hadn't received any response, I just giving you information, that's all I was doing.
George,
And said you should apologize to her.
George, who said anything about her?
You, Aretha, the mayor.
I'm the reason. So what did I
Well, you,
say?
Barbara.
Well, what the
I
bond
don't
say?
know what they
I don't
say.
recall
Who we
exactly
said
the
to?
words you
I
said.
don't know who we said to.
It's,
I know every time something come up, it's always us three. These three right here, and always these three.
it's in the minutes what I said, and I thought I was really helping you out, because I told you, and everybody that sits in here know what I said. Everybody is in the minutes, what I said once, I can say again. And that night, I specifically said that if we take our husbands, or we take, everybody should be allowed to take one person. Everybody in here knows that.
You did say that.
I did say
But
that. So what
y'all
else did I
said-
say?
Y'all said you could take your girlfriend or your mistress or whatever she is to you.
Your mistress, who said
That's
that?
all. Let's just go on, let's move on.
Well, now.
No, you brought this to the table.
Exactly.
So
And,
why-
I said I'm through with it, so let's move on.
But evidently, evidently you're not through with it.
I'm-
okay, let's,
Well, you can have your paper back, because I'm through with it. I said what I said. I told you what I said.
Good.
well, I'll be the bigger person and keep mine. Even though we need to be clear on this, that as council members, and I did say this, bring it up, I brought it out, that I contacted the, I believe it was GMA, and they said they have no control over, and I think I put that in the minutes, stated that they have no control. We don't know whether you all got married or not. I mean, that's not my prerogative. It doesn't matter. And so I'm just saying, so that you would know what the price of rice is going to be. So, whoever you bring, that's your business. I don't control that. So I wish everybody would, do unto others as they would have everybody do unto them. It's
Sweetheart,
called
that's what I'm doing.
respect.
I'm trying
It's
to
called
do unto
respect.
others just like you
Thank
should.
you. And so with that being said, you all need to,
Is that in the minutes?
What?
That somebody filed for a minute?
I don't know.
Well, why you,
I ain't
you
worried
didn't
about
know? You should know before you bring stuff like that and accuse people.
I'm just.
It's enough
Everybody
torment
worried
in
about
this
that.
world today, George, for us to sit up here as leaders and And you know that I know that I didn't hear nobody saying to I told you, and that everybody
Let's
should
stop right there
do.
before I
No,
say something I
you
shouldn't,
right.
because I was about to
Well,
say
you
something and I don't want to, because
But you
Okay,
know, it don't matter what.
and another thing, excuse
Excuse
me, order, please. And before we do this, we need to, and I understand your frustrations, Mr. Wynn, Councilman Wynn, and I hear what you're saying, however,
And I understand.
that was not the way to address that. That was not, clearly not the way to address that. And what we needed to do.
how was I supposed to do it?
Let me say this, what we are doing now is we're raising our standards to a more sophisticated and dignified manner. Even if we have our differences, there's a better way to air them out. Thank you.
You need to raise your.
Moving right along, and I'm not going to entertain that, and I think of you better than that, okay? All right, moving right along to the committee reports. Mr. Daniel, would you please come down and address council?
Yes, ma'am. We're working on the Fall Line Festival, and we've got plenty of these cards right here for
Thank
the
you.
mayor, city council to pass out. We're planning for this year's festival to be better than ever.
All right.
Be sure our attorney gets one. This year, we're, things always change. And we're having to think of things we have never thought about before in the city of Gordon. And one of the things we're starting to realize more and more is security and protection for our Fall Line Festival out there. We will be hiring off-duty policemen to work that day for us out there to control the event. But we're looking for some way. I'm going to ask y'all to show you what we have and just look at possibilities. This is the area out there we're talking about, Martin Luther King Park. And the park is pretty much open. We would like somehow to, if we could, to install some fencing out there just for security purposes. It's not to block people out or block people in, but it's for the protection of our festival. The outlined in red right there is the areas that we would like to do something with. We want to be able to funnel the people into one location, one entrance, and not to hem anybody in, but control the event as we go. I would like for the city just to give me permission just to get some quotes and see what this would take. We're looking at no gates being put up, but just some type fencing with open spaces in there.
We may have some at the recreation part of the ball field. We have some temporary fencing, hard fencing, and some, portable type fencing that you can put up from just state to state.
Okay.
You'd have to let me check, make sure, see what kind of conditions it is, but I think we've got some.
But I'm just asking for y'all's feedback on this because security and protection is becoming a daily event in our lives.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yes.
This is a citywide park, isn't it?
It's we lease the park. Yeah, but it's open.
That's
It is
what I'm
open.
saying. And
Yeah.
when I think of a park, I think of something where people, now, when did this come into play? Because, and I'm going to be quite honest with you, I'm quite frank. And this is not, but I've lived here all my life and all of this, I remember when did you all come together, councilmen, and meet with the officials that they played ball on that land down at that park? And this was open to, because during that time they didn't have ball teams. And y'all can remember, Councilwoman Young, everybody that grew up here in Gordon, that was where the softball team would play, particularly the black folk. And that park is named for, especially for heritage. And this was open. And I'm not trying to start any ruckus now. This is the right thing to do. Because to close this out and then go over to the what is this, the county park to get, and correct me if I'm wrong, to get their wire, their fence and bring it over here and put it on city property. Isn't that a conflict of interest?
That I don't know.
I'm
It's
just trying to-
temporary, it's
Yeah.
not permanent, all it is
I'm-
just, you
I'm
set it
trying to
up just to
understand.
block the traffic for that
Yeah.
day. See, we charge to get into these events to recoup some of the money, you know.
The city does or
The home, better hometown does. They
So are
set a
y'all
fee.
separate from the, I'm having a time trying to understand, what is the purpose of the Better Hometown to do? I mean, to beautify, I mean, you
Our
know, since
purpose
I've
is
been
right
here.
now for the festival.
But I'm saying,
Yeah.
since I've been here, and the city has not, the Better Hometown, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
has not fulfilled what I've been here since, putting everything in place and to come, and I'm thankful that you all now are ready to begin, but this never should have, ceased because the city had nothing to do with the Better Hometown, if I'm hearing what you all are saying is correct now. This
We
is the time to
work
correct.
under the city of Gordon. The council is our boss. Okay? We
But
are-
what happened to the, if we're your boss, I mean, all these.
We are an entity within the city of Gordon. We have our own board of directors who decide, you know, what we do as the board.
Okay, the board decided not, because normally,
Yeah.
with all those years, Bruce, and I've worked as a
Yeah.
volunteer with you guys, and remember, even at the 4th of July, I was very disappointed. No parade, the children's
We
parade.
had no 4th of July parade in about 5 years.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then does that money go back once it's been allocated for the, what is it? And everybody looks forward to the 4th of July here in Gordon. We
Yeah.
didn't have any fireworks, did we?
We've never had fireworks on the 4th of July.
We do it on the fall line.
Is that what it is?
We've always had
Ah.
fireworks on the Fall Line Festival.
What would that?
Yeah, we've never had fireworks.
I'm just asking for clarity, so I thank y'all for
Yeah.
helping me out on that, but that would be something that
Yeah.
I think we would, look at getting into.
Yeah.
Like,
We,
this not
a lot of things we do, we base on volunteers
Exactly.
within our organization.
Exactly.
And to be honest with you, our volunteer list has fallen way off the last 4 or 5 years. We have about 5 or 6 directors who get involved. These directors are getting 65 and 70 years old.
Have you been out to recruit any young?
We have invited people to come to our meetings.
I'm not 65, but, you know, I still
Yeah.
would like to.
Our meetings, we post a notice, we've invited people, matter of fact, several people at city council who've spoken up in the past about issues in Gordon. We've invited them to come to our meeting to address those issues.
And so that's what we,
Yeah.
all the differences, all of it, this, that, and the other, I think is a good start today.
Yeah.
That we, you know, communicate and reach out to the, you know, the kids in the school, and maybe you could start out with the younger generation by, getting them to get involved in this town, because, if, after all, when we look around, there's nothing here for our youth to do, and I thank God that we have not gotten to the part of, like these other towns, the gang violence and with everything that's hampering in other cities, we've been very blessed. So I'd like to utilize the resources that we now start to get something here and involve these young folks.
Well, at our festival, now, we will have volunteer groups come out to churches and work for us.
Wonderful. We've got, I know in our black community, we've got 7 churches, so reach out to them.
And we can do that.
Wonderful.
Body farmers and the
Yeah,
EMA always.
They're always there. Like I said, we have to get our own security. But this is just for, we've never done this before, any type of incident. But when if we get 3,000 or 4,000 people at the park out there, you know, this just to us is protection. I don't know if we can swing it or not. I bring it to the council for their input. It would certainly help the flow of traffic, bundling everybody in one location.
I mean, we, you know, we don't want to send a message that we just,
Well, this is not blocking off the park by no means. If you look, there's openings every so often. It just opens.
okay.
But this would control the flow of people
Now,
coming
let me
in.
ask you that about the tarp and everything down there, because, I looked down last week, the
Tarp is
everything
all
is
torn up.
beautiful, but
Yeah.
you have to go back and,
We're gonna have to replace the tarp. And this year, we may put a temporary stand up over the stage itself, just one that pops up and pops down like that. Yeah.
Could I say something while we talking about it? You asked, and I'm gonna try to give you some clarification on that part. Mr. Sidney Miller or Mr. Eric Miller had a 50 or either a 75-year lease from the railroad on that property. And as they died out and Mr. Sidney got too old to look after all of it, he relinquished what he had on it, and he went back to the railroad. When the railroad got it, they stopped all activity on that park until we signed an agreement with them through the railroad for the city to have 4 or 5 city-sponsored events on it. And it's written up in the, Georgia.